Hello, my name is Drake Cummings and welcome to Design Corner, a show where I break down a system, mechanic, or specific aspect of a game's design, explain why it works or why it does not work. Today, we are talking about a puzzle from the original God of War. I love when a game takes the extra time to make a world that could actually exist. Something that is thought out and deliberate. I am speaking about the context to which things exist. It is to me a cornerstone of good game design. Good game design in a lot of ways is not just the systems that make up the game or the mechanics in which those systems operate, it is the thought that goes into a game's world and characters. Each area in a video game should serve a purpose. Typically, that purpose is to strengthen its world and ground the game in its own reality. This can be a nebulous concept, and I think the best way to elaborate this in a way that most people can understand is with an example. I was recently playing through the original God of War, and I came across a room with a large door at the end which cannot be opened, and a few smaller doors along its walls. On the floor outside of one of the doors is a giant gear. After investigating the door, one of them leads to a small room with a lever. You pull the lever and the gear moves and a ladder comes down. If you climb the ladder, you will find a different lever that is now broken. If you investigate the lever, it will tell you that it should open the large door, but the lever has been broken. So now the player is tasked with the puzzle of opening the door. Now, to fully get the context, I need to back up a little. God of War centers around the god Ares and his forces attacking Athens. So near the beginning of the game, Kratos is going through Athens trying to find something that could help him stop Ares. So, there is an open war in the city and people are fighting. Things get broken, and so the lever being broken makes sense in this world. And the ladder being retractable also fits because whatever is behind the large door at the end of the room is something worth protecting to the people of Athens. There is a giant crossbow in the area right before the puzzle room. This also makes sense in the world because it was clear that the crossbow was used to help fight off the forces of Ares. So, you move the crossbow into the puzzle room, but it's facing the wrong way. So how do you turn it around so that it can break the door? Well, you need to use the gear, but the gear only turns 90 degrees back and forth because the gear serves the purpose of moving the ladder up and down. So you need to move the crossbow onto the gear, then pull the lever, then move it off of the gear, pull the lever to move the gear back, and so on until the crossbow faces the proper way and you can use it to destroy the door. This was at its base a puzzle, however the way it was executed respects the world and the scenario that the game had set up. That room and its mechanics exist in that world outside of just an obstacle for the player. It is designed complementing the story in a way that feels natural. The same puzzle could have existed without the scenario, with a lever that spins a gear that serves the purpose of turning a crossbow. However, the creators decided instead to incorporate the puzzle into the world design. This gives the player a greater sense of being in the world and strengthens the game's immersion. Little things like this is what takes a game from being good to being great.